Alright, cool. We're live. Welcome to the PressXtoTrade podcast, aka the PressX podcast. My name is Sachin. I'm the creator of PressX. And this is Tom.
Hi.
Lead content creator.
CEO.
Yeah, you're the CEO. Alright, good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what do you mean I look... By the way, what did you mean I look sad?
It's just like, you saw it for a little bit at the start of the podcast. You were just sort of staring downwards.
Yeah, I was just staring at something.
Like,
I was just making sure.
The eyes widening. Like you're reminiscing on what you've seen back in Nam.
Back in Nam. So yeah, alright, cool man, cool. So how you been? Good?
Yeah, I've been alright. Well, I've been physically feeling terrible this last week. But I'm like, it's been a good week for a multitude of reasons.
Okay, because when we met on the weekend, you said that you felt physically terrible.
But, no, I felt like shit.
But before that, you've been alright.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But everything else is just like, pow. I can't even, that really hurt. It's going good.
Tom, I think it hurts the first time, but yeah. What? Alright, so yeah, man. What you been playing?
Right, not much actually, but it's been a good week, and I'll get into it. First of all, the most prominent of I'll start from the lesser reasons. Okay. So this week I haven't played many video games, but
why are you on here? Why on the show?
What I have been doing.
Why on the show?
Is what I have been doing.
Get off the show.
What I have been doing. Is consuming is consuming lots of literature, namely in the shape of Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Because I watched the film with Jen and didn't like it that much. So and she raves about the book, so I was like, alright, I'll read the book. And pang, I didn't want it to end. It's one of those rare books. Well, it's not that rare. It's one of those good books that you read and just like, hell yeah, I want this to extend. I want more story.
So you're reading the book
because it's not.
before.
I read the book after we watched the film, and the book was. I won't go into why because spoilers, but it was much better than the film. Well, actually, I'll say one thing that isn't spoilery, but for those who have watched the film and read the book, they will understand what I mean when I say this. The moral of the book was much better and in keeping with the rest of the story than the moral of the film was. The moral of the film was super jarring. It pissed me off. I'm sure it pissed other people off as well. Why does fucking Goku keep popping up?
Okay, so
on the stream right now?
Alright, so because I'm display capturing, every time I like hover over something like else, Windows 10 gives me a preview of that window, so it like hides everything else, and so my background, which is a moving background of Goku from Dragon Ball Super, just keeps popping up.
Jesus Christ! I super guessed that was Goku because I know nothing about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, but it's like it's not possible to do it like anywhere else. It just keeps doing that because it's display capture. Maybe I should have done something else. Anyway.
Big man, it's fine. Get to pop up at like certain times so it looks funny. Yeah, like it was the book. The book was, I thought, was exceptionally good. It wasn't necessarily the best written book I've ever read. It wasn't necessarily ever written. Like it was just, it was good for someone who also like the one of the characters, but all the characters in the book loves 80s, early 90s pop culture. It was just, it wasn't preachy. It wasn't spot the references. It was inclusive. Like it was just. If you know what this is, then you will understand this.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. It wasn't like if you don't understand this, fuck you. But it was just like,
yeah.
If you understand this, then you will enjoy this book. And I did. I loved it. I thought it was really good. The film, not so much, but logically, I can understand why a lot of the things in the film were the way they were.
Now, did the film follow the book, or did the film take its own direction?
The film did the same things that were done in the book. It just did them differently. So basically, in the book, there are 3 trials.
I don't know about these trials.
Well, in the book and the film, I'll just give a very basic overview. Shall I give an extremely basic overview of what the plot is?
Extremely basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this.
If it relates to your point. If not, then don't worry about it.
It doesn't really, but
okay, don't worry. Just skip it. It's fine.
Okay, so there are three trials in the book and film, and between the two, the trials are different, basically.
Okay. But the concept is the same.
The concept's the same.
Yeah.
The concept's identical.
Did the
reasoning behind it is
author
identical.
of Ready Player One have
Ernest Cline?
Did he have any say in the making of this movie?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, you know what the funniest thing was? Fuck. There was a scene in the film. This is also non-spoilery. When they were talking about a film director and an author. I forget which which director, which author it was, but there was a line of dialogue in the film that said that a author of a book, when his or her film was adapted into a film, the author was really disappointed with the way the film was and the way the film turned out and how it changed the source material. And me and Jem worked out, because this is when I still hadn't read the book, that line isn't in the book. So we were like, why would that line not be in the book but be in the film if it wasn't a commentary from Ernest Cline saying that he was disappointed with how his own book had been adapted to screen? Because why would they just add that into the film?
Yeah.
When that wasn't in the book? That doesn't make any sense. Like, so surely it's a line of dialogue that represents the actual real life situation, because otherwise I didn't see any point for that line of dialogue existing.
That sounds really weird.
And we had a discussion about it after we saw the film. I forget exactly the specifics now, but we just had a discussion about it on the way home, and we're like, yeah, that's interesting. It was strange.
So you wouldn't recommend the movie, personally?
I would.
Or is it because you saw the book? Because you read the book, now you don't like it? Like, do you think you would have enjoyed it a lot more if you didn't read the book?
Probably, yeah. I enjoyed it overall. Like, it was for what it was. I mean, you gotta know what you expect, right? Like, it's a Spielberg film. It's gonna be action. It's gonna be big budget. It's like, you know what you're getting. So if that's what you want, if you just want a bit of fun with some like popular references, popular gaming, nerd culture references in it,
Yeah,
that
sounds like fun.
Like, if you're a nerd, you should probably watch it. Like, I mean, it's even if it's just to sort of scoff at it and feel like that's a bunch of shit. But no, it was alright for what it was. Okay. The book is much better.
Do you think it? So do you think it was definitely made for nerd culture versus wide audience, or do you think that was good enough for both, or it was just made for both?
I think it was. The difficulty with that film is that it was created for a group that has been popularly marginalized, right? So it's created for gamers, which is a group of people that is, well, gamers or nerds in general, which is a group of people who historically have been sort of looked down upon by, more popular people, right? Like, it's not been a group that's been particularly popular throughout recent history. So, but recently, nerd culture has become huge, right? It's become the popular thing. Like, look at the success of Marvel films. Like, look at Fortnite, for example. It's become the thing. So we're not a group that is looked down on anymore, right? And this film is sort of glorifying nerd culture as if it was presenting it to the people that look down on it. So this film, if it had come out 10 years ago, would have been perfect, because that was still a time when people looked down on nerds and thought of nerd culture as something that wasn't cool. But it's come out at a point where nerd culture is cool.
For sure.
So it's this weird film that is putting nerd culture on a pedestal that it's already on. So it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, I mean, recent events like, Drake playing with Ninja on a platform where it's about people watching other people play video games. That's not what it currently is now, but that everyone knows Twitch for. So you watch people play video games, but you don't play them. You're like, yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree, but at the same time, it's when was the book written? What year?
I think early this decade. I think sort of 2010, 11. Let me Google it. It was sometime around there. It's recent. I should probably Google a book. Otherwise, it will just give me the film. The book came out in 2011, 15th of August.
2011. Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any references? And again, this isn't really a spoiler. Are there any references to video games or video game culture of things that came out after 2011?
Oh yeah, like in the film, there's loads. Like
perfect. Like, that's all I want to know. That's good.
Like Tracer pops up at one point,
Whoa,
and shit like that. No, but it's not like a mate. She's just in a scene with millions of other characters. Like it's
Alright,
not a
cool.
spoiler.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any dialogue.
Actually, question. I might not go see this movie if you answer yes to this question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Fortnite reference? No, okay, I'm not gonna see the movie.
No, there's no Fortnite reference. There isn't a Fortnite reference because it was in development before Fortnite.
Alright,
good. There is no Fortnite. There definitely.
No.
I'll tell you, there definitely would be if it came out a year down the line.
For sure, yeah.
But
alright, cool, man.
No.
That's good. That's good to know. Actually, I'm glad that you talked about Ready Player One because I still have to go see the movie. I don't know. I guess I'll just see it when I don't know. Got a couple of friends available. I've been super busy this week, as you know. So for me this week, so my dad lives in Canada and he's come down for the week to come visit. So every day I've just been spending time with him. So that leaves little time for gaming. However,
for sure.
I have been managing to game, and when I've been gaming, I managed to play A Way Out.
Hey.
I played a little bit of it. I didn't play. I think we played 3 to 4 hours of it, and we got maybe halfway or 2/3 through the game. It was £25. However, if one person buys it, the other person doesn't need to. I don't know if you know about this.
I didn't.
So this game is...
I can be Jen buying that then.
So basically, yeah, and the best thing is like, so if someone buys it, you and then you send someone an invite, they have to download the game, and they download it for free on a trial version, but it's not really a trial version, it's just like the whole game. But they can't play it themselves. They can't play when they want to play. They can launch it, but they can't sort of start a game. They can't host it. You can host it, and then you invite them, because the game is not single player. You cannot play this alone. There's no AI.
Okay.
It has to.
So you can't even do the two analog stick thing like in.
No.
Okay.
It's like a full game. Like you have to move and do all this stuff. You invite someone to your game, and they launch Origin, and they do whatever, and they come into your game, and you can decide which characters you want to be, which is really cool, because I thought they would make it so that the main character would sort of I got you, fam.
Why are you baiting out, man?
I ain't baiting out. So the main character would I thought the main character would be like, oh, if you paid for it, you got to do the main character sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then your partner would do the side character, but you got to do all the cool stuff. I don't know, but it's not like that at all. You can switch characters at anytime you want. Not obviously not in game, but before the game you can pick, who you want to be. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It's definitely a game that I'm happy to play co-op with. It's just one of those, like, for instance, obviously everyone has their co-op buddy that they like to play co-op games with, or maybe they just have loads of friends that play co-op games with. But yeah, this game's definitely a really good co-op game. I mean, I know it's built only co-op, but it's a good co-op game. Yeah, but for instance, there are some co-op games where as I was mentioning earlier, like just how the main character would get to do all the cool stuff, and then you got characters just sitting around doing nothing, waiting for the other person to solve a puzzle. It's not like that. Everyone's doing something. There's always people to talk to. And also, the way they do the conversation mechanic is... it's not really a mechanic. This feature of... Okay, I have to... Before I even say this, when you launch the game, Tom, you don't see your screen only. The game is permanently split screen.
Oh, fuck off.
So I get to see what you're doing, and you get to see what I'm doing.
Right, even when you're playing...
Online. Yeah. The whole point is to be able to see what the other person is doing at all times. So it means, and also, which is really cool, so if I go and talk to someone, audio for both that conversation for me and you is that conversation. But then if you talk to someone, it mutes, it lowers the audio for your conversation that you're having, so I can hear my one and finish it, and it lowers the conversation that I'm having for you, so you can hear your one. But that then means that one of us is missing out on conversation, so me and my friend decided that we would only have one conversation at a time. Because we want to hear everything this game has to offer, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's basically about a prison break and what they do afterwards and how they do it. It reminds me of Shawshank Redemption. I think there are obvious, clear references to it. My friend was picking up on a few. It's just a load of fun. I mean, all games with friends are fun, but this game is good. It's something that if you have played Brothers, then definitely play this game. And if you haven't played Brothers and you have a co-op buddy, this game is still fun. It's not. It is a bunch of. It's a bunch of sort of. It's like a move around exploration QTE type of game, right? So like, for instance, fight scenes are you have to click a button at a certain time. Whatever,
Sick.
right? But the game isn't there so that you can like even if you press the wrong button, it doesn't do anything. So you can actually just spam all the buttons to make it look like you're doing combat really smoothly. Yeah, it's really funny. But it's not about that. It's not about losing. It's about the story. And
it's not about losing. Right.
Yeah, it's about the story, and the gameplay is pretty fun. Like, there's loads of mini games. There's loads of like mini things to do, like mini games and sort of things to click on that are just nice touches that you would miss out on if you just like walk past the whole game. If you just started walking, doing all the objectives, you'd miss out on all these cool little things. So at one point we, I don't know. I guess this is kind of spoilers, but it's like out of context. So we're in a house, and there's a piano and a banjo, and my friend picks up the banjo, and I don't pick up the piano. I sit at the piano, but I play on the piano first. I'm like, oh, it's like Guitar Hero. So I'm playing the piano. My friend's like, well, that's not fair. So he wants to try it, but then he realizes there's a banjo, picks up the banjo, and he starts doing his thing. And then at one point we're playing at the same time. A cutscene starts, and it's like. They start sort of doing it together and playing together, and it's just really cool because you just didn't expect it to happen. And it's about the story of how these two people like their like sort of friendship, how it evolves or how they're connected and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I recommend you play it with Jen and definitely get Jen to buy it. Get Jen to buy it.
£25.
Yeah, I mean that's 25. I mean that's technically.
I'm sure it's worth it.
It is worth it. I hope the game is longer than 8 hours. But for £25, I don't know. I mean, but it's good, and you can replay it and make different decisions. Because I don't know for sure, but there was an option where we could get to a certain place using two options. One would be like the stealth option, one would be the like all guns blazing option. By the way, it wasn't like not literally all guns blazing. Like
I know.
Just, no spoilers. So,
and I garnered the spoiler from the last thing you said.
We decided to take the stealth route, but we don't know what would have happened if we'd taken the sort of all guns blazing route. So, I don't know. I could Google it or YouTube it, but I'm not going to. I'm not. I don't want it to ruin. I might replay it, but I definitely recommend it. It's a good game. It's the graphics are really nice as well. Again, it kind of it's kind of I guess it kind of has to be if there's not a lot of like there's enough gameplay to keep it but there's also a few cutscenes, so it is a little bit like a movie at the same time, but it's not too much of one to make it boring. So I think there's a good amount, and also the mini games just make it fun and just sort of like mucking around with someone or I don't know like in game or I mean I like to just sort of troll and try and block someone from going. Like I'll go through a door.
Yeah, 'cause you're an arsehole.
Yeah, I'll go through a door and turn around and be like, "Well, that's the game ends here for you."
Great. That sounds like a delight to play that game with you.
Yeah, no, it's good to troll your friend with. But yeah, A Way Out is pretty good. I've also been playing. For Honor again lately.
Really?
Yeah, dude, this game, man. I actually forgot why I stopped playing this game, and I came back to it. And I'm doing like 1v1 duels, and I am just sweeping the floor, man.
Who are you playing as?
I'm playing as 3 characters.
Right,
so
are they all samurai?
If I beat you or lose to you as Orochi, which is the quick move samurai, then I'll play you with the Peacemaker.
Of course you will, yeah.
And if I don't,
that's the second fuck you character.
And if I don't beat or win with you with that,
back to samurai.
No. I go to the Nobushi. She has the spear and she like poisons you. And
that's a samurai.
No, she's not part of the samurais.
She is. Nobushi.
Is that samurai?
Yeah, the one with the long ass poison tipped spear.
Yeah, is that? Okay.
Yeah, of course it is.
Sorry, I just assumed samurai.
Yeah, sorry. Let me just cut in real quick. I don't know if they still are. I assume they are. But before we left that game, those 3 heroes right there were the 3 dickish heroes in the entire possible world.
I mean, I would.
They were.
They
were.
I would say Peacemaker for sure.
Yep.
But
Nobushi for sure.
Not Nobushi.
Oh no,
I would
good
say
Nobushi is the
back when we played the game.
Oh my god.
back when we played the game, the character, the Viking hero that had the shield and can block
Oh yeah,
all
no,
their
Warlord
actions
was
and
Warlord was terrible.
they could block forever and they wouldn't move and you could not do anything to them, and those people they would beat you and they had like all these unblockables and stuff. The game's all the same, except I think I'm a lot better at it now because I understand the mechanics a lot better than some of the people that I'm playing as. So for instance, a lot of people don't know this, but okay, Tom, if someone's gonna like strike you with a sword like overhead and it's unblockable, what do you do?
Yeah, parry.
Okay, see,
that's what I do.
right. See, so I
or
thought
repost it. I forget.
And a lot of people didn't know. I mean, I assume other people know because I didn't know. I didn't know an unblockable didn't mean that you couldn't parry it. It's just you can't block it, right? Yeah. So what I would do is someone would do this like unblockable, and I'd stand there, and I'm just like, you have no idea. And I'm like, swing.
Every time.
So my strategy is just play as Orochi, whatever. But as soon as I realize that I'm playing against someone who can actually like get me and
who actually knows how to play the game.
Yeah, I'm like, right, I need to punish them every time they attack me. So when I play Peacekeeper, all I have to do is dodge. So if they're aggressive, and they're playing a fast class, and I'm playing my fast class like Orochi, I can counter and do whatever, that's cool. But if they're playing like a heavy slow class, and for some reason the Orochi is just too like slow because they're blocking all my attacks or they're parrying me, I'm like, alright, it's not good enough. I'll switch to the Peacekeeper because they're fairly quick, and I'll do like the slow poison attacks, which will whittle them down. And then if not, I actually don't know how to play Nobushi at all, but I'll pick it because if I don't know what I'm doing, they have no idea what I'm gonna do, right? And so I just sort of do all these like mix up combos, although I don't know how to like fully utilize them. And because they're not expecting me to do the sort of like overhead stand real quick, they're like, oh shit, like.
It's like me when I used to play Valkyrie. Like I was very good at Valkyrie.
Yes.
But I was very good in the same way I'm very good at tennis. I'm shit at tennis, but I beat everyone, and I'm not really sure why. But we've come to a decision that I'm terrible, and people just don't know how to beat me because they don't know what to expect. Because I'm so shit. Like I'm obviously I'm good to the extent I can.
There's like this aura about you that you might be really good. Yeah.
And it's the same way in the way you play Nobushi. You don't really know how to play it, so they don't really know what to expect. Because like you play Peacekeeper, for example, and they're like, okay, this guy's a good.
And I've already played the Orochi and Peacekeeper, and I've been really good.
Yeah, so this guy's a good player, right? But then you come in with a Nobushi, and you've got no idea what you're doing. And suddenly they're like, this noob guy. Yeah, so they're ready for all these sick like meta combos, and then you just do some random shit. It was the same with me when I played Valkyrie. Like, there was a move on Valkyrie where I think you did like a backspin, and you like. Speared them from the side.
Okay, I remember you.
I would do that non-stop.
You'd always, like I don't know what it is, but there's a thing with Valkyrie. When you go to the side, you go so far to the side. The HUD icon, like the UI icon, moves quite far, and it's actually like quite difficult to like block or to repose. And then you always do the thing where you do like the sweeping attack underneath their legs and chop them down.
That was great.
And I always remember because she's always like rap, rap, rap. That's the noise that she would make.
Oh man, I missed that class. I gotta get back into that.
You need to get back into it with me, man. Yeah. I'm a lot better now.
I'm up for it. As long as you're not playing against me, I'm up for it.
No, we can do duos, man. It'll be fun.
Oh,
man.
Duos are bants. Yeah. I love it.
The only thing I didn't like about For Honor is I prefer the maps that are flat and that there's no way to cheese someone, because I like the proper duels. Like I like facing someone in a competitive environment versus I'm just about to win. They have 1 HP and I have 100. I'm about to perfect them, and then they get a lucky grab because I mess up the counter, and then they throw me off. I'm like, okay, I get that was your only way to win, but like really, you
you.
Yeah. Also, I would play during the night. I don't know what type of people there are during the night, but I'm playing. I'll be playing for like a couple hours, and I'll be winning every single game, and there'll be one guy which I won't be able to beat the first time, so I'll come back at the second time, and then I'll beat him, and then I won't be able to lose to him, because I would have like learned how he's playing and like sort of his style. Like for instance, people who fake usually fake the same thing again and again.
Yeah.
But once you do that, like I know. So for instance, he'll start swinging, and I won't react because I know. So instead, I'll react a different way. And also, yeah. So I'll be playing these people, and I'll beat them after losing to them once. By playing like a class that punishes them. So if they're heavy and slow and they're beating my Orochi, who granted is fast, but for some reason just can't get the damage in, like I don't know if it's called like Shikogi, or the big fats.
Shibuki.
Yeah, those guys. If I'm playing one of those guys, I'll punish them with a Peacekeeper. But then because I'm punishing them with a Peacekeeper. They get all mad about it, and then afterwards they message, because you can message in game or like during the lobby, and they're mad about it, and they're like, "Oh, you suck." I'm like, "But
who still messages people on video games?"
I'm just like, "But I won," and they're like, "Oh, you spammed." I was like, it was funny because the guy who said that was the game. I thought I did like loads of like cool combos and like mix ups, and he's like, "You spam." I'm like, "Yeah, I spam attack." If that's what you mean, of course. Like, well. And then he was, and I beat him, and he was just like, "You're bad," and I was just like, "Why are you so salty? Like, just move on. Like, if you want to person me again, just rematch me, but don't like come at me all angry. Like, it doesn't make any sense." But yeah, no, I still like For Honor. I think they've done a lot more to the game now. So because people used to cheat and abuse the abuse the sort of engine and do some sort of hack or whatever, and they would abuse the fact that like certain mechanics worked in a certain way, and then for tournaments they would do it too. And I remember I think we talked about this before. The person who won like a For Honor tournament, he won, and when the mate, like one of the developers of the game was like, "Oh," like he had the microphone on stage and he was like, "Oh, well done, like like how did you win, like how was your strat?" And the guy was like, "Oh, I just abused one of the hacks in your game. Yeah, I just used this and this, and then I beat it." And he was like, "Oh, well, congratulations on winning, but maybe next time you have to sort out your think of a different strat." It was a bit sad to see people come in on and abusing like sort of things in the game. I mean, if it's in the game, it's in the game, but abusing it and then winning with no skill, and you're just sort of waiting on it's not fun. I mean, to be fair, I guess he did it. He got the money, but. Yeah, I don't know. The game pretty much like died after launch, after like a couple months, which was. I
remember the tournament that had a bunch of streamers in it, and I remember it dying pretty much directly after that.
Yes. I think it was just everyone just abusing like the like all shield guy, and they would do these unblockable, like you do an unblockable. And then they would just chain it and just chain it.
Oh, that was the fucking Lawbringer, the one with the big halberd. And
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
That fucking guy was.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Actually, I actually lose to the not the fat guys or the heavy guys, but not the slim fast guys, but the medium sized, like well armored, but they have like this pike and they stab you with it and they run into. I lose to those guys. I lose to those guys a lot until I realize I can punish them with Peacemaker. Yeah. But it's all about when you duel someone, it's all about getting into someone's mind. After you do the first couple rounds, you kind of like understand how they're working. Sometimes sometimes no matter what you do, your character's just too slow. And a Peacemaker is like one of the fastest characters, so that's the only way I can see of punishing them. You change it.
Can you change character mids?
No, you have to finish the duel. Okay. Yeah, you have to finish the duel. But yeah, man, we should do 2 sometime. It should be good.
Yeah, I want to install it after this podcast.
Yeah.
I was going to play Fortnite for my first time, but I feel like For Honor now.
Yeah, man, dude, For Honor is
I miss the Valkyrie, my girl.
Yeah,
I
man.
miss her.
Yeah, no, Valkyrie's really good. I think they buffed her, didn't they?
Yeah. I remember that happening. I was like, hang on, what? Valkyrie's like the most OP character in the game. But like apparently it really wasn't. Yeah. I was using like one of the weakest characters this whole time and just owning with it.
Definitely
try it. Good.
Definitely try it again, man.
Yeah.
What else? What else have I been playing? Oh yeah, I've been playing a bit of Hearthstone as well. I actually just sort of started playing this Druid deck, but it doesn't have the Druid like Lich King Legendary.
Oh,
so, I don't have everything that it takes to actually make the deck works like super well. But at the same time, I'm still having a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
Right. It's I don't know. It's sort of it's a mix between Jade Druid, but it's not a full Jade Druid deck because it has a mix up of like really defensive end game as well. So I actually use, I don't know if you know, but there's a 10 mana card for Druid, and when it's called like Rotting Flesh or something like that, and what you do is
the side damage.
It does 5 damage, summons a 5/5 ghoul, gives you 5 armor and draws you 5 cards.
Yeah.
But the turns leading up to it, I play Medivh to get the weapon. So when I play the 10 mana card and get all the advantages,
nasty.
I get a 10 mana.
Yeah.
Like I've got Tyrantus, you know, the big
12/12.
the 12/12 like
that can't be hit by spells.
You can't target it.
Yeah,
No. I've got that before. I've got what's his face? Deathwing before.
Yeah.
You know, but it's decent. It's decent.
That's pretty good combo.
Yeah, but it's not. It's hard to pull off, and also I ramp up as well. So it's like ramp Jade defensive end game. There's a bit of mix up, but I like that because I don't like sort of when you have one. Okay, it's probably better to have one strat because you probably win more than like being a mix up. But if the mix up works, it works really well because okay. So I won a game. I actually had this. I swapped out this legendary. I don't have it anymore in the deck. But I had a 5 mana legendary. It's a 2/4, and when you play it on the board, it says any minion that you play, summon a copy of on the board. Right. So what I did is I played that, and this rogue or whoever I was against, they wouldn't kill it. So I played the Lich King, doubled it, got 2 cards. Next turn, I played the 4 mana like give all your minions +2/+2, and you know they can't be targeted by spells.
Oh no!
That's a Lich King card.
Yeah. So, the anti-magic shield. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 2 Lich Kings with that thing, and it was GG.
How do you lose at that point?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, you can actually if the rogue could just vanish, and then
that's true.
And then you got nothing. Yeah.
But then you got 2 Lich Kings in your hand. And
yeah.
Like,
sorry,
still pretty
sorry. I know. I said I wouldn't address this. I wouldn't address chat at the moment, but there's a fair question. What do you guys think about Rainbow Six Siege? I actually haven't been playing it recently.
Yeah, me either.
But I know that I haven't been playing it recently, but in the past I have played it probably more recent than you. I know that the competitive scene is like really high, like up there. Like it's really sort of like they're really like doing it well. They're updating it constantly, and I think the game is going to be around for a lot longer, I think, than initially thought. Because you know how like some games come out, they have a little bit of a burst and they die. You know, For Honor came out and died a little bit. Well,
super
I mean, it's not dead for me, but it's dead.
It went on for a while, though, to be fair, For Honor.
Yeah, it did, and I think that was one of the games I don't remember being as hyped for a video game as For Honor.
Yeah, no,
I was coming home after work and I was playing it like constantly until like 1 or 2 in the morning, and like I haven't had that feeling for so long.
That was probably like the last game that we played, like me and you, and it was the same with me and Lee. Like we just like it was the last game that wasn't like World of Warcraft or RuneScape or something like that we just played. And before that, it was probably Siege, right? Like. I'm not like an actual game, like a real game that wasn't WoW.
We never played Siege together.
We did when we were streaming still.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I didn't like it that much. Like,
I liked it, but the thing is, what was difficult about it was I couldn't get the whole. If there's like a 1 pixel hole and someone shoots you through it.
That's what fucked me off about it.
Yeah.
I can understand why. I can definitely understand why it's got a competitive scene because that game's got a super high skill ceiling, and not just a skill ceiling, but also like why it comes under skill, like knowing the map and knowing the sight lines. That's super important.
How do you spell Siege? Is it SEI?
SIE.
SIE. It looks like that looks wrong. But yeah.
No, that's legit. Like you're right. Like I remember dying once in that game. I was in a kitchen, right, and it was the bomb room. And I had what I thought was perfect cover. I was blocked on 2 sides by a counter. I was crouched. Yeah. I had a shield on my other open side, and I was looking at the bomb, right? And I died. And is there kill cams in that game?
Yes, there is.
So I watched the kill cam, and a guy was in prone, looking through a wall, as far as I could tell from the kill cam, there wasn't any holes in it. He couldn't even see through the wall.
Yeah.
He shot me through the wall, hit my foot,
And you died.
and I died.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! You know what?
And I was like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, because they
Fuck
can,
this game.
Because remember, there's like the little robot cameras, right?
Yeah.
So you can, and if people are alive, they can still look back at it.
Yeah.
I think people who are dead can be the cameras and help. I think, but if you're on voice and you're dead,
Use
you
a
can
bell,
still like
yeah.
talk to them. So maybe someone saw you there and they're like, "Oh, try and shoot it." There's some crazy stuff in that game. You know what's funny though?
It's insane.
Is that so? I was playing with a couple friends, and they you know they're a little bit more tactical than I am, and I was like, you know, I'll play the shotgun guy, or whatever. I was like medic or something, like the doctor, so that I can like shoot the revive at you. But my main weapon was a shotgun.
Classic.
Anyway, so I decided to hide in the corner, and you know all my friends were dying, and they were coming in slowly. And you know, every time they came around the door, I would like shotgun them, and they would pretty much die in one hit, right, or a couple hits.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that was one corner of the room. I think 2 or 3 people came that side, and I managed to get them all. And then there was like one other guy on the other side, or 2 other guys on the other side, and you know, it was basically just me like shotgunning them, and it was a good round, right? And then the next round, I guess they might have been aware of the plan. So what it is, I hid somewhere else, and they were like, all the enemies were like in the room or whatever, or like leading up to the room, there was like a bunch of enemies, and they were like behind the bomb, and I was the last guy left, so I was just like YOLO, and I run in, I just started shotgunning like all of them, and I won the round.
That's something that only you could possibly do.
Honestly,
if I tried that, I'd run in and get blown up instantly.
Honestly, it was one of those like sort of Call of Duty moments, because this game is not Call of Duty, but the way I pulled it off. But they were just so caught off guard, I suppose, because they were all like getting ready to do something.
Because they weren't expecting a fucking moron to completely ignore the standard way of playing the game and just sprint in the room with a fucking shotgun and somehow kill 5 people, even though any one of them could have just looked at the door for half a second and shot you once in the head and you would have died.
It was
no,
great.
No, they weren't expecting that,
It was
actually.
great.
It's strange.
Like, it's almost
It's
if like
ridiculous.
one guy was like fumbling around with this guy like, there's a guy coming.
Only to you. This fucking guy.
And I
For
was just like-
context, this guy. Back in the old days, the good old days of Modern Warfare 2, right, which I'm sure whoever the fuck is listening is familiar with, because everyone knows that game. Like, there was this map, I think it was, what was it, Rundown? I think it was Rundown, right? Anyway, so there's this map here. Rundown was basically, you had your 2 spawns at the end, both ends of the map, and then you had a path here, a path here, and a path here. So you had a left, right, you had 3 lanes, basically, like any fucking MOBA or whatever. And the standard play was to either like go across the 2 side bridges because they were the least watched, or to go under and come up on the other side. And that was the standard search. We used to play hardcore search and destroy. Right? So hardcore is a mode where there's no HUD, there's no radar, and you have much less health, so you basically die in one hit. And search and destroy is a mode very stealthy. There's 2 bombs that you have to. Sorry, there's 2 like bomb sites where you have to plant a bomb, and it's a standard game mode. Plant a bomb and everyone, and it's also permadeath. So if you get shot once, you're dead, and that's the round.
You die
so
in
basically,
real life.
you die in real life. The strat was to go sneakily to the other side and to do your shit from there. Sachin would every single time, without fail, run directly across the centre bridge.
Oh yeah.
Directly across the centre bridge. Also, perks. He wouldn't use any perks that made him more stealth. There's a perk called Cold Blooded, which made you not show up on UAV radars. So if someone called in UAV, which wasn't hard, they would see him instantly as a little red blip on their map. We all were using Cold Blooded. Everyone. So we were all fine. Sachin was the only player on any team ever that would show up on a UAV. Directly across centre, he would always get kills. No matter what he did. And us, whenever any of us tried it with Cold Blood and all our stealth shit, we would die instantly. Because there was someone there. Whenever Sachin did it, no one was there. It was all fine. And then, it seemed like every fucking game, Sachin would, without fail...
Every round. That's how
someone would call in an airstrike, or a predator missile, right? So a predator missile, you call it in, you control it. It's a missile that comes down, you move your own stick to control where the missile goes. And on the map, which you see from above, there's little red squares which show where people without cold-blooded are standing. So Sachin, when an enemy called in a predator missile, was the only player on the map that they could ever see when they were directing this thing downwards. Instead of trying to get under some cover to avoid the predator missile, Sachin ran directly for me every single time. And bear in mind, I've got cold-blooded, so they can't see me on the map. They don't even know I'm there. and I'm fine. I'm hidden in a building or whatever, so I'm good. I'm not going to die. Sachin runs directly for me with his red square on the minimap. Predator missile comes down, hits him, kills me in the explosion too. Every single time. I'm not even joking. It was every time. This wasn't just me and my hyperbole and my anger from recollecting this cruel past.
I don't think I spelled it correctly.
Oh, how can... No, yeah, there's no E. You're good.
Okay.
Modern Warefare too.
You know, wear and tear, you know?
Yeah,
it's like a backyard, it's like a garage sale.
That's EAR, not ARE, but that's fine too.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, that game was great. But that's basically what I did in the Rainbow Six Siege thing.
Just fucked off any semblance of
no
gameplay.
no one knew what was going to happen. Like no one expected anyone to just be that quick or run down. But to be fair, in Rainbow Six Siege, there are some times where someone will run to like your spawn and you'll come out slowly after just gearing up, and you just get all shot down. You're like, the whole team is just ready for it.
Sometimes I'll give this to you. Sometimes it's a valid strategy, right? When you've built up this, you've lulled them into a false sense of security by playing a certain way and then subverting the way you play in a way they don't expect. That is a valid strategy occasionally, and you have to build up their false sense of security before you do that for it to be valid.
For sure.
I'm going to say, with my complete lack of knowledge on how you play Rainbow Six Siege, that you don't build up a false sense of security and you just fucking run in there with no... you just YOLO. You don't give a fuck.
That's me, but I know there are teams that actually they do that sort of strat. A run and gun strat at the beginning, like a rush strat is a legit strat.
Yeah, it's legit.
But usually you wouldn't do it as your first strat, or maybe you would, but then you wouldn't want to lose the round the way. So I know a lot of people are more stealthy. They do, you know, and obviously there's like the whole meta and people, like all the characters you unlock. You know, there's a real meta around it. So yes, it is a pretty like sort of competitive game that will be around for a little bit longer.
Game's legit. So, not for me, but it's legit.
Yeah. So yeah, did you want to just talk about the Dark Souls remaster real quick?
First of all, I want to get back to what I've been playing this week. Just real quick before.
Go ahead.
Because this is très important. I've been playing Pokemon Go, right? Which, whatever, it's Pokemon Go. Don't laugh at me. I still play Pokemon Go regularly. I love it. I love Pokemon. I fucking cover me in it. Inject it into my veins. Yes. Playing Pokemon Go, went down to my local park, as I often do. So recently they released this update where they've essentially put quests into Pogo, right? And it's sort of a weekly thing. So you get field research tasks and special research tasks. Field research tasks you get every time you spin a Pokestop. It will say, like, catch 3 fire Pokemon. And as a reward, you might get, like, 5 Pokeballs or a pineapple berry or something like that.
Right.
Or some Stardust, which is basically, like, I don't know. It's not really like it's not XP. I'm not going to explain Stardust. Anyway, and the special research tasks are one-off tasks, and you have to do 8 stages of 3 research tasks, and then at the end of it, you get to catch Mew, which is obviously a super rare Pokemon that you can't get in any other way. So I'm out doing these research tasks right now to try and get Mew, because hell yeah.
Mew.
Like, I'm catching Magikarps and shit, I'm hatching eggs, I'm walking miles, like it's all going well. And then I'm catching my Pokemon, and then a little Aron pops up on the map. I'm like, hell yeah, I still need my Steel Medal to catch 200 Steel Pokemon. It's got a chance to be shiny, and you know I love my shiny Pokemon. I hunt shinies on Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. I hunt shinies all day, every day, trust me.
You're a shiny man.
I'm a shiny boy. I've got like 200 shiny Pokemon on the games. I'm loving it. So I go into this fight, expecting it to be like the other 6,000 Aron that I've caught, not shiny. It's a shiny fucking Aron. My boy's got glowing red eyes. I'm like, yes, boy, shine for me, baby. I'm like, okay, as all shiny hunters always feel, regardless of the security they know they have. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to lose this Pokemon. Right? It's going to run. It's going to flee. I'm not going to catch this. So I use my berry. I use my ball. I catch it. I get it. My first ever shiny Pokemon Pogo. It's a momentous moment for me. It's religious. I get down on my knees. I look up at the sky. I say a prayer to, I don't know, Arceus, the fucking Pokemon god. Kiss the sky. Start masturbating in the middle of the park. That's not a thing. I didn't do that. I'm happy, right? I'm very happy. Evolve it. I get the stage 3 Aggron. It's nice and green. It is disgusting, actually. It's shiny Aggron. It's not the one. Like Aron, right? It goes in this. It's like normal colors. So it's got sort of like a grey steel body, little black legs. But instead of blue eyes, it's got bright red eyes. It's super cool. Leron, which is its stage 2.
It don't get Larry.
It doesn't get Larry. It goes like puce. It goes like puke green, like hospital wall green. It's fucking disgusting. It loses the red eyes. I know it does.
Hold on a minute.
I think that's a lie.
Hospital wall green.
Yeah.
That is the most disgusting colour I've ever heard.
It's nasty. It doesn't lose the red eyes.
Hospital wall green. Oh boy.
It's horrible, and then Aggron stays the same. It's like this nasty sort of darkish green. It's just wrong. But anyway, it's cool, right? I'm gonna stick it in gyms and shit. It's gonna be
okay.
It's gonna be good. So yeah, it's going well. I want to talk about that. I'm at like stage 5 of 8 for the research tasks. You've got to what have you got to do? You got catch a Ditto, which can be hard, but I got one yesterday, so I'm pleased. You've got to catch 10 ghost Pokemon, which I'm finding hard. It's not usually hard, but they just haven't shown up for me so far. And you've got to do something else. Maybe earn a silver Kanto badge, which is for catching like 70 Pokemon in the Kanto region from Gen 1.
I don't think I have 70 Pokemon like, all together. I only played during like sort of the Pokemon Fever launch period. I probably played for like the first 3-4 months, like when it was like super big.
Yeah, when it was.
But you know, your excitement dies away on certain things, and only now they're like recently like they're updating it a lot, and they're trying to make it a lot more like community based and like trying to bring everyone, you know.
Yeah, these updates are legit. Hang on, I'm just.
So I know you're really loving the updates with the quests and stuff that we talked about on our previous podcast.
Yeah. No, they're legit. They're getting me back into it.
That's good though. That's good.
Yeah.
Because you want to play it, but there's no reason to play it if it's dead. You know.
For sure. Like it was up until recently, like before Gen 3 came out, that game was like dropping off big time. Like the big ass like streamers and YouTubers that were doing videos on it. They were all like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for 2 years now, like a year and a half now. It's kind of dropping off. Like we're not enjoying it so much anymore because they were all like max level. They'd all done literally everything you can do in that game, maybe apart from catching all the unknowns. But at that point, they're so rare that you're not going to just go around specifically trying to find them because it's almost impossible. But this update. Well, the important thing for me, because there's a problem. One of the biggest problems in Pogo is that rural players, i.e. players that don't live in a big city and have loads of people around them to do raids with them, can't do raids. They can't. Well, like some raids are soloable, like the 1-star and 2-star raids. A couple of the 3-star raids you can do by yourself if you're really high level.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we live in a city, so it's probably easier to do raids, right?
No.
Oh.
See, we live in a city. It's a shitty city. Like if we go into deep central London, even then, you're pushed to just randomly find. I
feel like there are Reddit pages for this.
No, there are. That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
if you join a group that's like, oh yeah, London, Central London Pogo, then like you're good. You can join up and you can do raids easy.
Yeah.
I don't always want to do that. Like I'm not always feeling social. I don't always want to go out and meet random people, especially in the centre of London.
Yeah, I mean, gaming isn't always social. Gaming is sometimes single player. Gaming is sometimes just you. You want to just chill and play a game. Like you don't really want to play with anyone or cooperate with anyone. Like I don't play Dota by myself with 4 random players versus another team because I don't want to have to communicate when I can easily just play with my friends where it's way easier to do it. Or I don't want to play because I don't want the hassle of talking to other people or whatever. Even for Honor, while it requires someone else for me to go against, I don't need to talk to them. I don't have a teammate. It's just like 1 versus 1. I can just be in my zone and play. And I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like, and a lot of the time I'm playing Pogo, I'm both doing it for Pogo and also doing it for exercise. So I'm going hard. Right, I'm power walking all the time. I'm playing Pogo. I'll do like 10k power walking. Non-stop.
I mean, if it gets you to do exercise, then that's great. Like.
No, I'm in good shape because of Pogo. Last summer, I was banging out Pogo so much that I was like, my legs were good. I was like, damn boy, you got some legs. You can bang.
It's like, do you go to the gym? No, I play this video game on my phone.
Yeah, it was legit. Like if they had some sort of like weird fucking arm training thing in Pogo, I'd be doing that as well. I'd be built. Your boy would be on it. But no, it was It was
It's like
good.
you have to mix the Pokemon food by like chopping it up.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Oh shit, that'd be amazing.
That's funny.
So yeah, that's Pogo. Oh, sorry. No, what I was going to say is that when you complete a field research task, the first one you complete every day gives you a stamp. When you get 7 stamps, you get a special task, which
Yeah.
this week's special task is to catch a fucking Moltres. So the reason I went into
Wow.
the whole raiding thing and the problem with role players is that we miss all the legendary Pokemon raids, right? Because they come in waves.
Yeah, yeah.
Like one wave, it was the 3 legendary birds. I didn't get a single one of them because I can't raid. And until now, there was no other chance to get those Pokemon through limited raids,
Yeah, yeah.
limited time raids. So now I can catch a Moltres without having to raid for it. I can do it at my own pace. I can. It's 100% catch rate too, so there's no chance of it fleeing. But I can get this Pokemon that I missed, because I want to fill my Pokedex, right? But there's literally Pokemon that I can't get, either because of their regional, so there's when they appear in the US or whatever, South America, or they're legendary, and I haven't. Oh, the only legendary I've got is Groudon, because me and Jen did a raid at the Eiffel Tower when we were in France.
Wow.
And I got my Groudon. She's still pissed about that. She didn't get her one.
What?
She's so angry.
What?
Like, we did an Executor raid the other day at Hyde Park, and like I brought my Entei out to fight it, and she was so pissed.
Wait. How did she not?
She was not happy.
How did she not? How did she
So
not get the Paris one?
It's still a low chance to catch, right? So you beat Groudon in the raid battle, and then you have a chance to catch it, right? You get like between 10 and 14 balls.
Oh,
And-
that's so sad.
It's a really low catch rate, so
Oh,
I caught it
that's
on my last
so-
ball of 14.
Oh, so you were prepared to not catch it?
Yeah, no, I was done. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, it wasn't last ball because there's like a last ball.
I bet you were like
Last
really
ball to catch
upset.
it. What, that Jen didn't catch
No,
it?
that you were on your last ball like, this is rubbish.
Oh yeah, no, I thrown in the
You were
towel. I was
probably
like,
cursing. You're like, this game's broken. Never playing this
fucking
ever
done,
again.
mate.
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I was gonna be legit. So I wasn't gonna show it, but I was gonna be legit sad if I didn't catch that Pokemon.
Oh, that's...
So I know how she's feeling because I was already feeling that before it happened.
Yeah.
But man, she's upset.
Damn.
But that's the only one I've got. Like I tried for a Rayquaza and didn't get that.
Hey man, that's fine. One's good. One's good.
But now I can potentially get them all if they keep, like
Doing
if every
like
week
this.
they have a new legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can just all you have to do is do one stamp per day, and that's
Yeah.
easy. If you live near a
Thing is,
Pokestop,
they
which
have
I
to
don't.
remember that it's not you. It's not necessarily about like Pokemon has always been you as the player can get every single Pokemon in your game, right? You are the you can catch the legendaries, so
To an
they
extent, yeah.
shouldn't really. Well, I mean, yeah, but you can you have a chance, and
Yeah,
you
the
can,
goal is to catch them all.
you can save scum every single legendary, right?
Yeah.
But in the so everyone who plays Pokemon always gets all the legendaries mostly. If they want to really catch them, they can catch them all. But they have to make it the same because they shouldn't really make it like, oh, you missed out, like because
Well, that's
in
been the
real
biggest
game,
tension.
in the real pardon?
That's been the biggest tension since raids have been released. Like,
Yeah,
it's people,
I mean,
it's
I
people
think
saying that, and also people saying, "Well, I physically can't fucking do it." If
Yeah, I mean they should make it so that like the single player game, because remember this game Pokemon Go is not competitive. It's only competitive when it comes to the gyms and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. But it's not competitive about catching. Like if you want to catch, go catch. That's how the game is. It should be more sort of like you're the player, like you get to catch all the stuff. I mean that's
Yeah.
how I would do it because I know that a lot of people who love Pokemon they can't do all this. Like, they don't have time to like go out and. They might go for a walk once every evening. I guess it's like sort of the like World of Warcraft hardcore versus the World of Warcraft casual players. Like like we get this, you get that. Raise
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's a little bit tough, but yeah.
It's difficult because like the main mission statement of Niantic, the developers, is like be social, right? Like go out and do this shit socially. So when you mix that mission statement with this physical inability of some people to be able to go out and do it socially because there's just not people that play the game near them, or maybe they've got anxiety or something like that. Like it doesn't make sense, right? Because and obviously that causes attention because those people who can't do it socially are like, well, the only option to get this stuff is to do it socially. So we're fucked, and there's nothing we can do unless just like we move to a big city, which is not a thing.
Yeah.
So, but now they've done this, and I think it's a really good thing, right? Like, it's going to be good for a lot because a lot of people like me that are sort of semi-social, right? We have the vague ability to do it socially, but it's so much easier to not like to do it socially. We have to join a Facebook group.
That's long already. Already, I'm down. I'm not part of
Like
that.
we have to keep an eye on that Facebook group, and we have to like accept an event invitation to go to a
Thing
raid
is,
at a
it's
certain
like
time.
sort of like these like it's like it sounds like it's not that hard and we're just being lazy about it, but at the same time, it's people's time that people value.
I just want
their
to
own
chill,
time.
you know. Like I just want to go for a nice walk on my walking route.
Yeah, you
that
don't
isn't
want to
necessarily
have
the place
like,
where the raid is happening.
notifications and alarms to like do when.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know what you
But
mean.
I just want to be able to do it by myself, like while I'm exercising, while I'm like sweating because I've been walking so fucking. I don't want to like while I'm mid-exercise be like, hey man, hey guys, let's do this raid. I really want to meet you all. I'm so pleased. I'm not. I don't want to talk to anyone. I've got a resting murder face. I've got my headphones in. I'm not ready. I'm listening to an audiobook. Fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. Get out of my life. I don't want to play pogo with you. Just stand in silence on a safe distance away, like 10 meters across the street, and do the raid as well. Don't come over and talk to me. It's sometimes my mood, and like I want to be able to play the game in a way that works while being in that mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be forced to socialize when I don't want to.
Yeah,
And a lot of people are like that.
I see your point. Yeah.
Like it's just we want to be able to play and complete the game because like what I was going to say is that I've completed my Pokédex in the way I can, right? Like I've got all the Pokemon apart from a couple that I can get myself, you know, and I want to finish it off. I want to say that I've finished it off, and I want to see the little. I don't want to see any more fucking black silhouettes of Pokemon in my Pokédex. I want to be able to have that completed because I'm a completionist. But to be able to do that, I have to be in a situation where I can do raids.
Yeah.
Until now, so it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good change.
We'll see
So
where
I'm
they
happy.
we'll see where they go in the future with the updates. Maybe
It's
follow
going in the
on
right
some
direction.
ultras. Yeah.
It's airing out a lot of problems that people had, a lot of long-term problems that people have had.
Mm.
And it's good. I like it. I'm gonna keep playing.
We've got time for like maybe a couple more things.
Let's do it.
So yeah, we want to talk about the Dark Souls remaster.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, there's not much to say on this topic other than I'm actually a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
But I'm not
So far.
disappointed. I'm only disappointed because of my own expectation I had in my head of what the game was going to be.
Yeah, same.
So I was watching Varty Vidya's like video on it, and he said there is nothing different about it. He said he checked all the items.
shit.
He went through the entire game. Nothing has changed. Like nothing. Apart from like there's no added. He said he had crazy expectations and then he had like realistic expectations. So
Yeah.
his crazy ones were like new content, DLC,
Yeah.
like
No,
weapon,
it's not gonna
like
happen.
stat changes, like items in different places, new whatever.
Stat changes
That's
maybe.
that's
I'll
the
give him that
crazy
one.
expectations he had.
Yeah.
And he was like, just in case. But his real expectations,
Yeah, of course.
his real expectations were like a bit more like obviously the textures, the engine, as they said. But then he's like, a few gameplay updates, like maybe like there's like quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
All that got added in, but he was like, he still thinks there could have been like a couple of stat changes, a couple of just a little bit of change to make sort of other things viable or whatever. But he said, it's gonna. He's excited for it and like anyway because it'll bring fresh new people to the series, and you can go ahead and replay the game knowing that there's new people, especially now it's going to be out on Switch, right? I think.
Yeah, it's coming out on Switch.
I saw the game. It looks really, really good. Like it flows really nicely. Like obviously the FPS is higher, I think. Thing is,
Doesn't need
when
DS fix to run.
well, that's the
Hopefully.
thing. Everyone was just saying like, yeah, but DS fix just we have DS fix.
People
were
good.
complaining that while it's a new engine, all the textures and lighting, while it's now more realistic, doesn't give the same effect as it did on Dark Souls 1.
Interesting.
Original. So like the bonfire, that like swirly shape there,
Yeah.
it's no longer that. It's just like a fire that looks like fire. Like it's
Because there was something so happened to strike about that game. I've never been able to put my finger on it. Like when I played that game, I was just like in the. I've probably been more immersed than I was in any of that fucking word. Than I have been in any other video game, and I loved it so much. Like apart from maybe Fallout.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout.
Like those games, but Dark Souls specifically, something about that game, and only the first one. Like it didn't happen in 2 or 3, or even Blood. No, it happened in Bloodborne, but not to the extent it didn't have in Demon Souls either. Like, only in Dark Souls 1 did I have this just complete immersion, and I loved it so much. It was such a good game. Like, everything from the environments and the music to the level design just got me, from second one. And if that's not, if the reason for that is sort of, if part of the reason for that is the jankiness of it, and that's now been smoothed out, then
yeah, I know what you mean. But no. So there's no gameplay mechanic changes.
Yeah.
The game is literally the same with new textures. Things that didn't animate before now animate like smooth, like things that sway smoothly in the wind, like grass and vines.
Like weird shadows.
Shadowing, lighting, just ambient occlusion. All the effects are now like upgraded in the new engine. It looks really nice. Everything's really smooth. You can remap all your key bindings on PC and controller.
Nice.
Which is amazing.
Answer me this.
There's quality of life stuff like popping more than one soul at a time. You know.
Oh, that's the best thing about it too.
You can offer more than one humanity to NPC. You know, when you talk.
So you don't have to stand there for 3 hours.
Yeah, like give sun medals.
30 fucking humanity to the Spider Woman. That was long.
Yeah, you can offer like the sun medals all at once or whatever. Or and also covenants. So you can switch covenant at the bonfire now.
Wow.
Yeah, once you've unlocked it, I assume. So there's a lot of quality of life stuff. I think it's not. So Varsity Video was saying it's not for veterans to come back and play. It's for new people. If there was like actual gameplay changes, the fact that there's 0 gameplay changes.
I've already got 4 copies of that game. Like, I don't know if I need another one. At 60 FPS.
I've got one. I've only got the PC version. I don't know.
Not a true fan.
Version.
Okay, I've got 3 versions, not 4.
I mean, so I was with you when we bought the Xbox XBLA,
it's
not XBLA, but Xbox Live Marketplace version.
That was my first.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was my PC version when Games for Windows Live was still a thing.
Oh yeah, Games for Windows Live. That was
So still a book edition for PS4, PS3 rather.
RIP GFLV.
Like,
or
do you still get literally 0 frames per second when you're climbing the Anor Londo ladder? Because that is all I care about, right? Like, if that still exists, then I'm getting it.
The Anor Londo ladder.
Yeah, remember in Anor Londo when you... No, sorry. New Londo.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
When you climb, you've got a race coming at you from all directions. You climb this ladder, your frames drop to literally 2.
Every time me and you did the shortcut, we've just got like frames.
It was fucking so
I don't know about that. Console, I don't know about that. You weren't allowed to show past a certain point. You weren't allowed to show past Solaire.
So you couldn't even go to Blighttown? That's long.
No, you can. You can't show it.
Okay, you can't show it.
I wonder if Blighttown is fixed.
Does Blighttown have more than 2 FPS as well?
I
that would be
don't
great.
know, but I imagine it does.
It must. You can't release a game
that
just
it
dropped. Because it was so bad it was a meme, right? Like, it was just... It was one of those things you love to hate.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was pretty bad.
Blighttown was so obnoxious, made no better by the 2 frames per second. It's like a fucking slideshow in there.
Yeah, so that's that. I'm probably not gonna buy it.
I
might just replay it.
That's what I'll do.
We'll see. I'll see how much it is, and then I'll do that.
We should do a co-op playthrough together. No, I refuse to play with you. You're bad.
There's a couple.
You should get good, bro.
Shut up, man. There's a couple other things that I wanted to talk about, but sort of running out of time here.
No, you can just put them on to next week, I suppose.
Yeah. So it was the announcement of the Spyro remake. Now, as a kid, I loved Spyro, right? I played Spyro a lot on PlayStation 1. So to me, this is like sort of a little bit of a big deal. So yeah, I kind of want to see what that's going. I'm really another thing I want to talk about was Amazing Spider-Man. That video game looks amazing, and I just hope that it's not sort of, because most movie video games, as we all know, as it goes, every time they make a video game based on a movie, it's terrible.
No, King Kong was sick. Don't lump King Kong into that.
You had King Kong.
That game was banging. PS2 King Kong. I got that for like Christmas 05.
I bet you were like, my favourite game.
It was King Kong for PS2. This game, 2005. This game is a fucking banger. You don't even know.
But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man looks really good. I think it just looks like a more free-run, open-world sort of game where you can pretty much do a little bit more like you can do in Batman, just like walk, like sort of that free roaming sort of, but you're Spider-Man, you know, and it's like nice sunny city, you know. So I think it's going to be pretty cool.
7.7 out of 10 on GameSpot. People don't disagree. People know this game's sick.
Yeah, GameSpot. Yeah, well reckoned.
No, that's legit. 7.5 in IMDb. This isn't even for the film. This is for the Peter Jackson's King Kong. There's an action video game developed and published by Ubisoft. It was so good.
How much you paid for it? Or you don't know because it's a gift.
And they had all the people. It was a Christmas present. They had all the people, the actors from the film doing the voices too. So they had like Jack Black and Adrian Brody.
Can you imagine paying like 40 quid for a PlayStation 2 game?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that makes me so upset. Paying 40.
San Andreas. That game was a banger.
And the other thing I want to talk about last week, but we didn't get onto this week, was the man who said that professional esports gamers are better or more skilled than physical sport athletes. But
is that what he actually said? They're more skilled.
Yeah, he thinks they're more skilled, and he did it off of like this equation based on of like luck and RNG, and how there's like more RNG factors, and so you know there's more decision.
How does more RNG factors? Okay,
he split off luck and RNG into different things, and he was
did he specify
stuff like in Counter-Strike, every shot is technically like an attempt or something like that. Like it's really, it makes a little bit of sense. Like I see where he's going, but it's really hard to like. You have I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Did he specify that they're mental? It's a mental agility versus physical prowess thing, or did he just say they're more skilled? He
also talked about
eSports.
the sample size. Okay, so how many football games would like Thierry Henry have played in his career? Right? Surely
probably about 300.
Right. So there's only because you play once a week, right? You don't play like.
I'm talking for France. I don't know why I'm talking for France, but sure.
Just in general, you play
like a lot more than 300.
I have probably played as many football games, but on Dota 2. Like I've probably played. I've already played more
training or anything.
As more Dota 2 games than like he's played.
You've not played
games,
more
right?
hours of football than Thierry Henry has.
No, not hours of football.
No, I'm talking hours because you're just saying matches. Like no, that doesn't count. Training counts too because he's doing the thing.
No, I know, but that's what this guy is saying. That people.
Well, that guy is dumb.
This guy is like he's got the apparent. But
what are his credentials? Who is this man? Is he a doctor?
No, that's the thing. He has.
Is he a psychologist?
No, he has. He's got degrees in like some sort of. He's got degrees in like an actual science, like physical something science and political science.
Cool.
And he's a reputable esports personality.
Does he have either a master's degree or a pretty huge dick?
Yes.
Or does he just have then he has credentials.
He does have credentials.
He's allowed to say this.
Yeah, and the article was like, I know you got like kind of saying like, look, I know we want to tear down this guy's like theory, but because he's so legit, it's like you can't. You have to like read into it properly. And he says he says he's going to release all of his statistics and stuff on his LinkedIn.
It's legit.
So
we can have a discussion about it because it's legit.
Yes,
that's fine.
Yeah. We'll do it next week. We'll make sure that's like one of the first things.
This is rolled over from week one.
Right, rolled over.
Man got some £2 million jackpot.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end?
I hate you.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to be a friend anymore.
My name is Sachin, and this is Tom. We are PressXtoTrade, otherwise known as PressX, and this has been the podcast. We are on social media. Why are you smiling at that?
I don't know. It's really
weird. We're on social media. We're PressXtoTrade across all of our accounts. So
literally everything apart from Pinterest.
Feel free to follow us on the social medias. We've pretty much got most of them. We are more active on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch. Those are our three sort of like big ones. But what we usually do is we have the podcast live stream and then we put it onto our YouTube if you've missed it. But the VOD is up on Twitch for 2 weeks. And if you don't want to watch it, you can listen to it on SoundCloud, where we upload the podcast.
Fucking hell! It's been so long since I mentioned Pinterest now that the joke's not even going to work. You speak, don't you? Fucking hell.
Sorry, bruh.
Never stops talking.
I just want to give a quick thank you to Tia and obviously V4, like Vane Jinx, I think his name is. A couple people in chat, shout them out. Thank you very much for following the channel.
Big ups.
I know we don't have like notifications and stuff, but if we do, they won't be like They won't have a sound effect.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, we try when we do the podcast. We don't often look at chat that much, but we do appreciate the engagement, and I'll try and get type it to you guys when I can. But yeah, the podcast is it's quite difficult to like sort of keep up at the same time and engage chat, because when we're on a topic, we don't want to like randomly switch. I know we did it today, but that was a fair question.
Oh yeah, that was legit.
It was about a game, and it was about something we've played, so it was cool. It was a Rainbow Six Siege topic, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching. You can find us at PressXtoTrade on Twitter and all that.
That's for updates on the next podcast and other stuff we do.
For sure. We do
Sachin,
little animation shorts.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. You wanna tell them about it?
That was a big thing. So Sachin recently has started to animate little segments of funny bits in the podcast. We released one this week, right?
Yeah. I think it was this week.
From the first podcast we did, and I know it's stuff that we said, so laughing at it is a bit egotistical, but the way it was great. I implore you, for the betterment of your own lives, to go and follow us on Twitter and watch this little segment, because it was.
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube.
That's some comedic timing that I can deeply appreciate. That was lovely. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. Cool, man. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you guys next time.
I love you.
Cool. Peace. Bye.